Hey Ketosis Mom followers and Amazon shoppers, as always, I am watching you all on multiple different things right now. I want to make sure that you can hear me, so I got this up, and if at any time you all lose volume or it sounds like you can't hear me, holler at me and let me know, and I can make sure that all the settings on my end are good to go. It is pouring down rain here today. I am just sopping wet from going and picking up kids from school, of course. We also might have a thunderstorm roll through. So if we lose connectivity for any reason, I will kind of check things, and we may or may not have to end early today if that thunderstorm picks up. So I'm going to try to get through as many things as I possibly can. I am Jennifer. You can call me Jennifer, Jen, anything you would like. I know we have a couple of Jennifers who typically tune in, who are regular audience members. So if your name is Jennifer, welcome to the Jennifer Club, evidently. This is my storefront, and I always start here. I treat my storefront what I call a waterfall type effect. I always am snapping photos of things when I first get them. So right here where it says photos in my storefront, and by the way, if you're wondering, how do I get to her storefront? You should see something that says view my storefront right underneath where you're watching live. You can always hit there, or scrolling above my head while I'm live, I always have my storefront full, amazon.com/shop/ketosismom. That is currently the quickest way to get to it. Trust me, we have asked Amazon to make us searchable and make us easy to find, where you could just put in Ketosis Mom and get to my storefront page. It's coming, I promise. They're working on it. But until then, you can usually try and find it from ketosismom.live, which is right here on Amazon Live. If you're watching from a different platform right now, you do need to head over to Amazon Live to be able to see all the different products that I'm featuring and see what I'm talking about. Just makes it easier. So to get there, go to ketosismom.live. You can also get there from the storefront. In my storefront, I'm going to click right here on photos. You're going to see a lot of products that I've just recently got in. The way that my flow goes and how I would like to see things on influencers is I want to see what they're getting in, what they have coming up, what are they going to be talking about next. And oh, by the way, if I have a question about one of those things, I'm going to tune into their live stream so that I can ask them about it. That's what I'm here for. If you have a question about anything at all that I'm going over, please feel free to put it over into the chat. I am here to chat with you. I'm here to answer your questions, anything you may need. If I don't know the answer, I will find it out for you. And I will just say, you know what, I'm not really sure. Contact me on one of my platforms. I will find out. I'm very honest in my reviews as well. When you click over on videos for my Amazon storefront, you're going to see a whole bunch of videos. I do videos on unboxing, on assembly, on first-time use, on regular use. If it's a product that I've done a video on, and maybe it was on an unboxing video, and then hey Jennifer, I was just talking about how we have multiple Jennifers, so welcome to the Jennifer community if your name is Jennifer. Hope you I did have a great Labor Day weekend. Thank you so much. It was nice and relaxing. I say relaxing. We unboxed a whole bunch of boxes. As you know, we've been moving. So we had the basement. This is my new office in the basement. I'm still getting it straight. I'm still working things out, so bear with me, everybody. But yes, we did have a great Labor Day weekend. I hope you and all of the audience did as well. As far as the videos go, if I do an unboxing video and I use the product and later I have additional things that I think consumers would want to know, I will take that video down and put up a new video that says, hey, here's some things that I would want to know if I was buying this product. Those are my videos. A lot of times I will already go ahead and make videos on products before I go on live stream with them. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It really just depends on if it's something that I have to put together, something I need to know how to use before I go live with it, because the point of me being live is so that I can answer your questions. Go figure, right? So I'm going to go ahead and get started today. My very first product that I'm going to go over, of course, is something that in my opinion is a huge parent hack. And that's what I'm going over today. I'm going over products that in my opinion are parent hacks. These are things that make your life easier, especially as a parent. These are things that it takes away something else that you've been fighting with your kids about and might replace it with something that is awesome. This first item is a robotic mower. That's right, it is a robotic mower. This is the Husqvarna. I have the 430X because that is what was listed as needed for my specific yard size. This comes to you in a box with installation wires. I'm going to talk you guys through what we're going through right now. You're looking at the unboxing of this. This is how it arrived to my house. You guys are probably looking at this thing going, there's no way that thing could cut my yard. I'm telling you that it can. It cuts my yard. We don't have to do yard work. You can program this thing from your iPad, from your cell phone, from anywhere you can put an app basically. You can put different zones in your yard and say, hey, this morning I want you to go cut this area. Then this afternoon, I want you to go cut this area. If it's raining, you can make it stop and go back to its home, which is what you're looking at right here. We did not get the housing unit for this yet. We will, because it is sold separately, and we wanted to try and see how this did with our yard before we kind of went further with it, right? So this is a sponsored video. They asked us to test this out, see how it was installing it, see how it was setting it up, and talk about that with our viewers. I honestly thought it was going to be much, much harder than it was. And I was also kind of skeptical about, okay, is this even going to really cut our yard? Is this going to roll down the hill? You know, and it doesn't, which is amazing. It has a GPS in it. So my husband's first thing was, is someone going to steal this from our yard? It has a built-in GPS to it. So anybody that takes it anywhere, we're going to be able to see on the GPS exactly where it is, which I'm sure is why they put it in there. But you can also look on your GPS if you're at work and say, hey, where is my mower right now? What is it doing what it's supposed to be doing? Is it cutting the lawn? Before we had this, we were spending a lot of time in the yard. We were having to, pull weeds. We're having to mow. We're having to edge. We're having to weed eat. Now we have very minimal things. Honestly, I go out and you see this grass that's growing up right here. I pick weeds. I have the kids outside in the next item that I'm going to show you guys about. And while they're out doing that, then I go and pick weeds. And that's the extent of me being in the yard. I'm not out mowing. I'm not paying someone else to mow. So we looked at this more of like, okay, is this going to be a good investment for us? Because once we install this, it's going to mow the lawn for us automatically. We're not going to have to pay anybody to come anymore. We're not going to have to spend our weekends going out there anymore. And I will tell you all, if you're interested in this, I 100% would at least add it to your cart and watch the price. A little side note for everybody, if you ever see anything on a list that you're interested in, add it to your cart. Amazon will alert you if there is a price change to something in your cart currently, which is nice. I really wish you could put things on a list on Amazon and then it would alert you of price changes on your list. But right now, the only way that it really alerts you is if it's inside your checkout cart. So that's what I do. I always put things in my checkout cart so that if it drops by a certain amount, I know. The other thing that I will ask you all is, because I cannot see this on my end. Earlier, there was a clippable coupon inside this specific listing, which is why I selected this one for my live stream. There was a clippable coupon. I'm not allowed to talk about pricing or what the promos, like specifically what they are, but I can say during the time of my live stream, when I added this to my cart, there was a clippable coupon there, and it was a nice coupon. This is not loud whatsoever. So if you think of your normal lawnmower and how loud it typically is, it's loud, right? If you've got sleeping kids at home, you've got little babies trying to nap, and there's a loud lawnmower outside, it may or may not wake the baby up, depending on, your baby. One of my children would have woke up instantly. The other one would have slept straight through it. This thing is so quiet. That's why I have on there, can you hear it? I know I have the volume down on this right now, but this is a shoppable video in my storefront if you do want to go and watch the whole thing. Joe's just demonstrating right here how he can control this on an app on his phone. He can pause it. He can make it go back to its home. He can make it go to a whole new area. And then he also shows on a GPS where he can see exactly where it is by our house. This is meant to cut your grass in all different directions. So you're not going to see those rows. So if you're somebody who likes to see the rows in your yard, you're not going to see this. This goes back and forth and kind of all around, and it uses that GPS to ensure that it has covered everything in that area within its boundary wires to make sure that everything has been cut. By doing it in that manner, it's supposed to make your grass look more like carpet. I cannot say if that's true or not because we just got this and we're just starting to use it, but it's supposed to make it look more like carpet and make it appear thicker and healthier. So I'm excited to have this. I'm excited to continue using it. And if you guys ever have questions, holler at me, even in future live streams. All right, I'm going to take this one down. The next item that I'm going to go over, I have gone over a few times, I know. It has been one of my favorite purchases on Amazon for my kids. This is an outdoor bounce house. Now, when I just said what I do is I go outside, have my kids play, and then I pick the weeds. This is what I blow up. It takes like 30 seconds for this thing to blow up, and then my kids can go play on this while I'm going around and picking all the weeds. And I don't have to worry about my kids running out in the street. They're exactly where they're supposed to be because they're being entertained by this bounce house. It has a slide that's big enough for multiple kids. It has a place to put your shoes. It has like a little ball toss on the side right there. It has a basketball ring right there on the inside. And it also has a soccer where you can kick the ball into the goal on the outside. That's the little face, the little bright blue face on the outside. My kids beg to get in this thing. They ask constantly, can we go play in the bounce house? Can we go out there and do this? And this is a way to keep them entertained, especially when you're outside, if you're needing to do things outside. I would buy this thing 10 times over and again because it's easy to set up. It all fits in one bag for storage. I have this in the bottom of our coat closet at the front of the house. It comes with its own fan to blow it up. And it only takes, I think it takes Joe like 2.5 minutes is the last time I timed him. It was 2.5 minutes to deflate, fold up, and roll the whole thing back up to go back in the bag. So I personally, this thing is just awesome. So as far as outdoor life goes, hey there, Ketosis Mom. Hope all has been great with you and the fam. Yes, JC Mama 3, everything has been great. As you can see, my kids are like loving life right now. I keep telling them, you guys don't know how lucky you are to have some of these things. I never had a bounce house growing up. The only time I ever saw a bounce house was like if I went to a kid's party or I went to one of those places that just had a bunch of bounce houses already and you could run around in them, you know, or some kind of festival, right? I never had a bounce house at home. Yes, hey Monty, it is too cool and it is too fun. But parent hack, what's great about this is how easy it is to roll the whole thing up. Look at him. He's like going, I mean, seriously, I know Joe hates taking this outside and putting it up because then he has to sit there with the kids while I'm doing something. But in reality, I have seen bounce houses that take far much work than this does. All right. So we're going to go on to our next product. And of course, if you guys have any questions, holler at me. And as far as the mower goes, if anybody clicked on it to see if that coupon was still there, put up in the chat if the coupon is still there, because when I added it to my live stream, it showed, but again, I can't see it on my end, just so that you guys know, right? Oh, wrong screen. Sorry, guys. Number 3. Okay, we are in school, right, guys? So that means we're likely going to get sick. I hate to break it to you guys. Yeah, there is. Okay, thank you, Monty. There's a 30% off. Still see it. Nothing better than happy kids. Yes, there is nothing better than happy kids, because if kids are not happy, your life is miserable. Okay, miserable. Okay, this is the next item that I'm going to be going over. This is a kid's multivitamin, and sorry I have the camera so far away today, guys. I have some bigger items. I have bigger items today, so you know what? I'm gonna go over here. There we go. Now you can see it and it looks much larger. I have some bigger items today that I want to show you guys because they are a parent hack for me that makes life easier. Now, like I said, I hate to break it, guys. We're in school season. It means that we're probably gonna get sick. It just happens. There's no stopping it. It's gonna happen. You can try things to help it, and these are some of the things that I try to help it. So again, parent hack. These are not a gummy vitamin. I do have a gummy vitamin next if your kid is uber picky. I have one kid who's uber picky and one kid who is not. These, however, even my uber picky kid, you see this? It looks like the little animals. Do you guys remember like the vitamins that you took when you were little? Like, what was it, the Flintstones? It kind of looks like those, but honestly, these taste much, much better. And the fact that they taste much better means that your kids are going to be more likely to take them. Yay! So this is a complete daily whole food based. This is from Blue Bonnet. It's the rainforest animals. My kids fight over, you know, what animal they're going to get. And you guys, it has so much in it. So much in it. I was looking for something that had zinc, that had the magnesium, that had iron, that had calcium. It has all the B vitamins. It has vitamin A. If you're curious at what all this has, because this is one of my favorite to get for my kids, you can open up the listing and you can see this section right here a lot bigger so that you can check what all is in this vitamin before you give it to your kids. Now, if you, like I said, if you have the picky vitamin taker. So I used to have little, yes, not these. So JC Mom, here's my little critters. You just said not Flintstones, I had little critters. So here's the little critters, right? This one has vitamin C and D right there. It says for immune support. And this is also a daily multi. Now this one, even my pickiest of pickies, right, will take these because look at this. They legit look like gummy bears. What kid is not gonna want that? You know, like unless they're like, hey, I only eat mac and cheese and that's it. But even, even that. So 4 vitamins. If you don't have your kids taking vitamins, check with your doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a pediatrician. I'm not going to tell you guys what to do. But this is what I use for my kids. We honestly use a combination of both. My kids will take these in the morning. And honestly, if they're willing to take this later, I will give it to them as well because this has so much more packed into it. Not saying that this isn't good as well because there's plenty in this as well if you open it up. My big thing with this is that this one had iron in it and I wanted my kids taking iron. All right, we're going to keep it moving. It is school season, like I said, and today was the first day that I had to send lunch to school. A lot of parents during my parent orientation for school were wigging out, like straight wigging out about, oh my gosh, I don't know what to send. What do you send? Do you have ideas? What is there a blog? Is there a blog I can look at for what I can send my child? Because my school has all of these fun constraints. Let me grab this for you guys. And sorry, I'm so unprepared today. My school has all of these fun constraints around what you can send. It has to be in an individual package with nutrition labels still. You have to send a protein, a veggie, a fruit, and a grain every single day, whether your child will eat it or not, basically. It's because it is a state-regulated facility. So this, I'm going to show you guys a couple of the things that have made my life easier for sending kids to school this year. And if you are like struggling and you're on the struggle bus, it's okay. We just started. It's okay. You can grab some of these things and it's going to help you. I promise. I'm going to explain why. Okay. Today I sent my kids with hot food, which means we have the thermos, which I'm going to show you in a minute, that thermos. Cold food is going to be so much easier, so much easier because everything fits in here. This is a Bent Go Chill. I have labels on it because that's what they asked for. It has a complete rubberized band around the whole outside. So even if your kiddo just goes and like drops this, it's not going to crack it. unless they're like Hulk and they're just smashing this thing to you know, all get out. But honestly, my 3-year-old has jumped on top of this and it was fine. Just a little tidbit, making me really appreciate that I homeschool. That's so funny. That's so funny. So today, I'm going to tell you guys this before I move on. Today, when I sent the hot food, I was a little, you know, I got home and I had to spend about 30 minutes cleaning out the lunch boxes because a few reasons. Number 1, I sent the thermos, and number 2, I sent a plate because my daughter likes to pour things out of the thermos onto a plate. The teachers did not put the food that she did not eat back into the thermos. They just threw the plate that still had food in it inside her lunchbox, which really made me very happy. Not really. So yeah, I was a little about that. But then also my youngest, I have to send individual package things with her. And so I sent an individual hummus and an individual packaged pretzels. She ate like 2 pretzels, and then they also took the open pretzels and the open bag of hummus and threw into the lunch packets as well. So yeah, this container is probably going to be my new best friend, because if they're just going to leave everything in there and just throw it back in the lunchbox, I don't want to be cleaning out a lunchbox every day because a teacher didn't have time or, you know, to put food back into a thermos or things like that. So we'll see. I'm also going to have a talk with my oldest and see if she'll just eat straight out of the thermos. And maybe that will also solve our problems. So for cold food, this guy is bomb.com, because you can put all of your food in here. I forget how many colors are on there. If anybody's watching right now and you've clicked on this, then tell me how many colors there are. I know there's purple. I know there's green. There's like a teal, a pink, maybe. It's like a fuchsia. And I think there might be gray. You guys, if you guys are looking at it, put over in the chat for everybody to see how many colors there are, okay? So the way this works, and I don't have it in right here right now because the cooler pack is upstairs in the freezer, obviously, but the cooler pack fits down below. So it fits throughout this whole bottom layer, and that's the actual cooler pack that stays cold. Then the tray that you have all the food in sits right on top of that cooler pack. So all the food is getting the cooler pack directly underneath it on the bottom so that it stays cold. What? How many times, and if you guys are watching, how many times have you guys sent a cooler pack to school and it didn't make it home? JC Mama 3, I know you're a homeschooler, so this does not apply to you. But I was sending those really cool, you know, like a unicorn and a dinosaur and a castle, all these really cool cooler packs before, and they were not making it home, even though our name was clearly on it. I don't know if they were getting thrown away. I don't know if they were getting stolen. I don't know if they just got mixed up in the shuffle and you know, I don't know. They weren't making home. The only way that this cooler pack is not coming home is if the whole tray doesn't come home. Like, someone has to like come and pick this whole thing up out of here, take the cooler pack away. I mean, who's going to do that? And not only that, who even knows that there's a cooler pack underneath there unless they also have one of these, right? So these Benko Chills, bomb.com. And sorry guys, my screen went off, and that's how I see what you guys are chatting with me about. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Making me really appreciate that at homeschool. It'd be something. There's 8 different colors. Okay, so 8 different colors. I only started homeschooling because of, okay, I get that. I do. And then my son would have thrown it out. Yeah. So my oldest, I'll be honest, my oldest might have been like chucking it every day and just telling me that she didn't. But this was when we were in school in another state. Not now. I learned my lesson. And I got these. Now, these do show all 8 colors that JC Mom of 3 says. There's 8 colors. They do show a % off on my end, just so you guys know. We have these in multiple colors. You guys will see these in my storefront. You guys will see these as parent hack reels that I make. These have, like, I don't want to say they've changed my life, but they kind of have. Okay, so these are awesome. All right, I've already seen a bunch of people clicking on the next item, so I'm going to go ahead and find it down in my giant bin of stuff. Sorry, guys. I know I'm, like, all over the place. Okay. baby shark. No, I don't think I can sing on here, sorry. And I sound awful. Okay, so we can always get some white paper towels and freeze them in a Ziploc bag. That is also true. You can also do that as well, and then it doesn't matter if they get thrown out. But for me, I like having this because the freezer pack is across everything, across the whole bottom. And then even when they come home, I would say probably 8 times out of 10, my kids are not eating everything that I send with them to lunch. They might eat like 1 or 2 sections, and then they'll come home and then they flip this open in the car and all their grapes are still sitting there, or all their cheese is still sitting there. And then we also have a car snack. So that's why this has been my favorite. Okay. All right. So here we go. The Zoku Kids Pocket Utensils. And honestly, JC Mama 3, even for homeschooling, kids love these. Like, the kids, my daughter tells me that she got friends when she brought this to school. Because the other kids were like, what is that? That's so cool. So let me show you how this works. So this whole thing is dishwasher safe, just so that you guys know. You pop the lid off, and there's also multiple of these. So they're not all sharks, just so you know. So anybody that's watching, if you're clicking on anything, tell everybody what characters or little animals and stuff are available right now. Because I know these go in and out of stock. So when you see them in stock, get them, okay? They do, they go in and out of stock. So this is the shark, this is the lid that comes off. Then down in this part down here, whoop, you have stainless steel utensils. There is a knife, a fork, and a spoon. Hear that? It is stainless steel. So they are a little heavier, so it does say that it's for 3 and over. Now, if your school does not allow knives, then you simply just don't send the knife. I mean, where we have to send a protein, right? A lot of times it's going to be chicken. Today I sent pork. You know, it's going to be things like that. If they need to cut it up, I typically have my kids cut it before they go to school so that I don't have to deal with the whole, like, we're not supposed to have this at school talk from, whoever, right? And I'm sure that's not how they speak. I'm just, I'm just whatever. Okay, so for these, when they're done, they simply put it back in there, snap it back on there, and then you get all your stuff sent back home from school. I only send the fork and the spoon, and I send both because some days my smallest will say she wants to eat her mac and cheese with a fork, and some days she's going to eat it with a spoon, and she's going to throw an absolute tantrum because she's 3 until she gets that spoon. And I don't want that to happen at school to the teacher because I don't want a phone call to come and get her. She needs to be at school and she needs to be learning to socialize. So I have these in a couple. So they have, I'm trying to think. Our other one I think is a unicorn. You guys, if somebody look, I know there's like 2 or 3 other options of these besides the shark, but let me know what they are and let us know in the chat as well. Let me catch up with the chat. Okay, so we have, okay, my son puts it all in the trash. He uses plastic as well. A nice set of gold silverware. I'm down to have the set at best. I'm down to have the set at best. Oh, you mean like the shark? So I was sending, just so you guys know, I was sending plastic silverware, and my oldest had an absolute meltdown because the plastic fork broke while she was trying to eat something, and the school did not have like another fork to give her. So she basically was forced with, okay, you're either going to eat this with the spoon that your mother also sent you, or we're going to have to call your mom to come get you. Decisions, right? I ended up having to get her that day. Once I had that happen to me one time, I'm not sending plastic anymore. Like, it's just not happening because I know that it can break. I also don't want to send some of our like nicer character, like kids silverware that we have to school because the like single one might not make it back. I do, and I have noticed that if it's a set like this, and they know that it goes back in here, it is more likely to go back in here. It helps that it's characters as well, just so you guys know. For my kids. For my kids, it helps that it's characters. All right, I've also seen a bunch of people moving ahead of me. And you guys, if you have a question about something that is like way down my stream, just tell me. I don't care to like bounce around and move around on this stuff because I'm here to answer your questions. But I did see a bunch of you guys going ahead and pulling these up. Now, this is what we sent today. Not this specific one, obviously. They're upstairs, they're getting clean. We have a lot of these. Now, I don't know if anybody's going to be able to tell me how many of these there are, because when you open up this listing, it feels like it's forever long. They have like every character you could think of, the colors, like everything. I had to sit, I promise you, for probably about 20 minutes, letting my kids go through all the different Zach thermos container offerings and pick which ones they want. These are fairly easy to open. You can grab the top like this, simply just twist, and the whole thing comes off, right? Beep, 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 beep. Now, these are not dishwasher safe because they are, what is this? Is this the stainless steel? I can't remember what this is. If anyone is looking in the listing right now, tell me if this is the stainless steel or if this is aluminum or what this is made of. Just let me know, because I'm having one of those like mom brain moments where I cannot remember what this is made out of. Okay, these we have Moana, we have Hello Kitty, we have Coco Melon, we have dinosaurs, we have Elsa, I think. I know they make Blippi because I almost had to buy Blippi as well. And then I simply just put our name tag on this because we have to also label everything. I put a label on the top because it comes off, and I put a label on the actual base as well. Now, I send chicken nuggets in this. Today I sent macaroni for my youngest in this. She eats it straight out of the container, so that was no problem at all. It's my oldest that wants to take multiple of these because she hates mixing her food. So she had two, one with corn, one with pork, and then she has to dump it out into a plate to eat it. And that's where we had, you know, like food everywhere basically. So I'm going to talk to her about maybe we just eat out of these because that would be a lot easier. I have found that when I have food in these and I let my kids the night before pick which character they want, and then also tell me what food they want inside of it if they're taking hot food, they are 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10, more likely to eat it at school when they get to pick their character and they get to pick their food. Parent hack, mom win, okay? All of the pork was eaten today, all but like a spoonful of the corn was eaten today, and my youngest ate almost all of her mac and cheese as well. All right, you guys are moving ahead of me because I see it. I can see you guys clicking on it, just so you guys know. These do have a % off at the time of my live stream, so that you guys know. Go check out the characters. These are great, 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 and they fit so wonderfully. And I have 2 different sizes of lunch boxes, and they fit great in both of them. And I have not witnessed these spilling yet. That doesn't mean that they wouldn't spill if you have like soup. But you know what, I'm going to test soup. I'm going to test soup out this week because we've got some broccoli cheddar. I'm going to test soup out this week because I don't think that these spill. Okay, the description says only the lid is dishwasher safe, and yes, I do know that you have to hand wash it. I just don't remember if this is aluminum or stainless steel, because I hand wash these the moment they get home. I do also let these soak because you guys can see how there's that groove around the edge and then that kind of like rubberized band that makes sure that it's not leaking. I will soak these just to make sure that I get anything that's kind of up in there as well. But I hand wash these the moment they come in just because it's a lot easier to rinse out when everything is still fresh. And then I just set it upside down and let it air dry till the next time we use it. But thank you, Jessica, for letting me know. You know what? I don't put this in the dishwasher, so that's interesting that you can. It's nice to know that you can, but I don't. I just kind of soak it in some soapy water, and then I also have those old like bottle cleaners, you know, the little skinny ones that I kind of do around the outsides if it looks like there's stuff up there. But that's only if, I mean, honestly, I don't really know that anything ever really looks like it's getting up there unless it's like sauce, right? Okay, we're gonna keep going because I see everybody clicking on this next thing. All right, these are, Oh, there we go. These are stasher bags. See them? Boop, 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 boop. These do have 8% off at the time of my live stream, just so that you know. And this is the set that has multiple sizes in it. So what do teachers do with leftover snacks? They throw it in your lunchbox. Yep, they sure do. They put it right back down in there even though it's open. So from now on, I'm sending one of these guys and I'm going to put a label across it that says leftovers. Real big. It's going to say leftovers. It's going to say like return home, all that jazz. My kids already take this size here. It has their name on it and it's labeled snack 1 or snack 2 because they also have to have 2 snacks with them every day. These are reusable. These have been great at my house. I always put fruit in these as well. I definitely put avocado in here because my opinion and my experience, they last longer. True story, last longer if it's in this. You can also cook in these. I've never tried it, so I don't want to speak on it, but I do know because this is the food grade silicone, you could like put a piece of fish with vegetables in here with some sauce, go freeze it, you know, get it back out, put it in boiling water and let it cook all in the same bag. I also use these for travel. I put all of like my things that can spill in bags like this. I have all different sizes. I have one that's more of like a triangular piece that I put our larger fruit in or lettuce, you know, cabbage, things like that. I have a lot of these. I have an entire drawer of stasher bags. So mom hack, parent hack, these have been absolutely amazing. The first day of school, well, I mean, it was really kind of like their orientation day. I sent their snacks in a Ziploc bag because the teacher said, hey, if you send it in a Ziploc bag and it says their name and snack number 1, I'll just put the bag back in their backpack and they can keep using that. That way we're not having to use so many. Well, that didn't happen. And so I basically just told Joe, I'm not going to send a separate plastic Ziploc bag every single day and just keep having to buy Ziploc bags. Like I'm not, nope, not me. So this is what I send. Another option that I'm going to show you all, and I just got these in. However, I really want them for myself. I know that's so bad. That's so bad. I got these. See snack 1, snack 2. These are the Lily Pulitzer and these are insulated snack bags. So this is another option that I could send if I wanted to. These are fully insulated and lined on the inside, so if anything spills, it's going to still be easy to clean it out. They come in really fun prints and colors. The last time I looked, I think there was like 2 or 3 options available. There might be more. If you guys check, let us know in the chat how many different options and colors there are. This was 1 pack. So 1 pack, you get 2. Okay, so you get double bags. I did originally get this to send the snack 1 and snack 2 with my oldest to school, especially because some of the snacks are kind of big, right? Like if I have to send something that has a full label on it. So let's say I'm sending, all right, hummus and pretzels. Okay, the pretzel bag is like this big, and then the hummus is like this big. Sometimes they don't fit in the snack bags that I've already made. They don't. I mean, I could always upgrade to a different size stasher bag, but I think for the larger snacks, when I send those, or like a banana, yes, I still have to put a banana in a bag that's labeled snack 1 or snack 2, and their name still has to be on it as well somehow. So even if I send a banana, I will probably send it in this kind of bag. That's probably better. Somebody's like, that's probably better. These are really nice in my opinion. I would probably have even used these when I was in college to like store different stuff in. Because it's insulated like that and it's fully lined, these would really even make nice travel bags. Or if you have something down in your purse that maybe it might spill and you don't want it to, this might be a good option for that as well. So these just kind of have a multi-purpose use, right? All right, let's keep going because I already saw people clicking on some of my future stuff. And again, if you guys want me to move ahead, I 1000% will. Just holler at me and let me know. Okay, how many people have children who like Uncrustables? They like the crustless sandwiches. Raise your hand, put up a me, say I do, say all of my kids, one of my kids. So one of my kids loves Uncrustables, loves them. We cannot have peanut anything at our school. Again, not something I had to deal with when I was growing up, but it's a big thing now. So I got these. See all these? Oh, whoop. See all these? There's a heart, a star, a circle, and then there's also some like little things down here that you could make, like little cookies or like cut out different shapes or something if you wanted to do that. There's also the Mickey ears, which my kids love. So the way that these work, you're going to make your sandwich just like you would normally make your sandwich. Make it with your sun butter. Make it with turkey and cheese. Make it just cheese. Whatever you're making your kid to send to school. You're going to take this piece. This is the bread. You're going to go ahead and push this piece down so that it does this kind of crinkly part right here. Then you're going to take this part that's like a cookie cutter, place it over the top, and then that seals the ends down. You guys, I have a child yelling, "Mommy, I need you." I will be right back. And we're back, hopefully. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I have a potty training daughter who is trying her hardest. She's doing so good, though, honestly. So this guy is going to be like your new best friend as far as making those sandwiches to go to school. You can make your own little Uncrustable. Did you guys hear her yelling at me? What are you yelling at me for? Okay, ask sister to go get you one, okay? Ask sister. She'll help. Promise. She's coming in here telling me that there's not stuff in here. Oh, when I know that there is. She's just not looking. Anybody else have kids like that just don't look? So, okay, this does have a nice % off at the time of my live stream. So you know, I use these regularly. My kids will ask for the heart, they'll ask for the Mickey, they'll ask for the star. They'll say, "Mom, can I have, I think today I want the heart." So these have been great. Plus, honestly, I will probably end up using these to make cookies as well when we're using cookies, just because I know where the cutter is. I'm still unpacking my house. I have yet to find all of like my cookie cutters and stuff, so we'll see. Okay, next items. I've gone over these a couple of times. So we're really big on bubbles at my house, and I mean like really big on bubbles. These are called Bubble Lick. They're for ages 2 and up, and you can eat them. Now, I don't mean you should sit here and like chug back the whole thing, although I'm sure it would be okay if you did. It is Taste the Fun Bubble Lick. This one is a glazed cinnamon roll. This one is milk chocolate chip. Then our 2 personal favorites so far, as you can see, because over half of it is gone. This is juicy watermelon, and this one is cotton candy. Ooh. So my kids have absolutely loved these. And again, I see you guys are ahead of me, and I might skip ahead and show you guys if you guys have questions on what you're looking at, because I saw like 10 people go and hit the upcoming little like book for school days. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the quick video on this so that I can help my youngest really quick. I want to show you these do actually produce bubbles. I'll be right back. Hey Ketosis Mom followers and Amazon shoppers. Today we're going to do a quick review of this Taste the Fun Bubble Lick. This is for ages 2 and over. These are flavored bubbles, meaning they can eat them. Nice. Now what does it taste like?
Let me see. Tastes like watermelon.
Yum. Blow me some more bubbles.
Yeah.
Good job. Go ahead. Good job.
It's okay, you can eat it, Dad. It's okay, guys. Papi can eat it. It's watermelon. Whoa!
He's just eating it.
It tastes watermelon.
If you like quick reviews like this, head over to amazon.com/shop/ketosismom.
Bye, y'all.
Hey Ketosis Mom. Okay, so these have been awesome at my house. Again, take your kids outside, let them play. You're not going to have to fight with them about licking the bubbles or spilling the bubbles or getting it on themselves or anything like that, because they're supposed to with this. All right, I saw a bunch of people skipping ahead of me, so we're going to move on into the next space, which is, let me think, this one. Okay. Remember I told you guys I had some really big items that I wanted to show you today? This is how big, okay? Woo! See how big this is? It's a giant box. But I want to show you what's in the box as well, so hopefully I'm going to be able to. This that I'm showing you right now is a giant collapsible box, okay? Yes, it is collapsible. It folds up into itself. There is a lid that comes off. Wah! Now, you guys tell me, how many teachers are sending home your child's work, their art, their projects, their schoolwork that they've done on a daily basis? If not daily, then at least weekly. Me, I get special projects. See all these nice feathers and things up here? On a daily basis. I am going through those things as fast as I can. And I have a box for each child. Now, let me move this up a little bit so maybe you can see it. There we go. Each one of my children has a box just like this. We have our grades labeled all through here with our labels. And I am picking what I think are special projects that they've done, things they've done really well on, things they talk about a lot, and they're just really excited about it to file in this box, one place for them. This is the ultimate parent hack, okay? Keep everything for your kids in one place. Don't have like some over here and some over there and, oh, I don't remember what I did with that project, or, oh, I just threw it all in this big tote and I don't remember what grade you did that in. This is going to make it simpler for you. I have this tote right here with these hanging files. So I have it highlighted right now so that you can see. So the hanging files shows a % off on my end, as does the box. I, sprung for the money for this so that I can keep everything in one place. The other thing that I keep in this box is this that I saw all of you skipping ahead to. This is the class keeper. So this is the first and last day of school, little people, big moments, okay? So I take, that whole like first and last day of school photo. I put it in here. It has a place for all the school pictures. So this was Eiley in preschool. This was her first day. This was her last day of school. It also asks you, it's like a giant, keepsake binder. Like, what were their favorite things? What did they like doing? What was their teacher's name? What were some funny sayings that they did back then when they were that age? This also has, so if you're not one that wants like a whole thing over here to keep stuff with, it also does have like a keepsake folder inside of here. It's just, I found very quickly that if I started filling this up with even just a few things, it was getting harder for this to close. And I was only at preschool. So that's why I have the whole box now. I mean, there's things in here where you can write, you know, it says words of wisdom pre-K, and it wants them to write things to themselves. Now, of course, most kids at that age cannot write, so it's asking you to do it for them. Each grade has that same folder, the same words of wisdom. So I have this out. I'm getting ready to do it with my daughter right now. We have our first day photos, and we already have some really cool things that we've made at school that I'm going to let her pick a selection to put into her binder. In preschool, I let her pick from everything she had made the whole year, what were the things that were special to her or that she remembered doing the most to put inside this folder. And then the other things that I really liked, I ended up putting over in the binder separately. Give me just a second, guys. I don't know if you guys can hear them. You probably can, but they are right outside my office where they are not supposed to be, and I heard some loud banging on the walls. Okay, so someone says I took photos of my kids and have put the photos in a book in the school year or age, and so it says and have put the photos into a book of their school year or age and range. Right. So I had like there's like a photo album, right, that our teacher in preschool made for us with just a ton of photos. And then I found myself like trying to write on the back, like, oh, hey, this was the first day, or hey, this was the last day. And I'm really bad about remembering things like that, especially after a couple of years, and then you add kids into it and it's just, you're all over the place. Or like during the summer, I didn't immediately put who did what in their box. And then when I went to go look through it, I'm going, hey, do you guys remember which one of you did this one and which one did this one? So I was confusing a lot of things. So for me personally, this is just how I organize and keep things up, you know, for my kids. Now, they may never want this box of stuff because, you know, I know my husband, every time my mother-in-law is like, oh, I still have some of your schoolwork from when you were little. My husband's like, I don't want that. I don't want that, just throw it away. And it means something to her, and I know that pulling it all out and looking at it is great. And honestly, like, I kind of want to see it just to see some of the stuff that my husband did, to kind of laugh at it, but he will not allow it to come in our home. So, but that's okay. If they never want it, they never want it. If you just want to organize everything and have it for them, give this to them when they graduate, or give this to them when they have their own kids to show them how you did it. That's what I'm doing. That's my own parent hack, is I have this first and last school book for each one of my kids. And then I also have folders, one folder for every day, or not every day, every school year through senior year. And ultimately, as they get older, you're going to have less and less things in there. It might just be like, you know, I don't know, like 11th grade. You might have like some certificates that they got, or an award that they got, or something they did really good in sports in, or just some random photos throughout the year to throw in here for them. It might be a lot less as they get older, and at least I'm hoping that it is, right? Because I only plan on having one of these boxes for each child. Okay. Next parent hack item, let me think about what I did with my lid here. Let me put the lid back on this guy. The other thing that I like about having everything organized in this box is that it makes it really super easy to just kind of slide it up on a shelf and get it out when you need it. Okay, these are my next items that I'm going to go through. This is, yes, it is a makeup organizer. I am not using it as a makeup organizer. I am using this as our hair station. Now, some of you already might have seen me put this up as like a parent hack reel and things like that, because I have to fight my children, like legit fight them, to do their hair in the mornings, because it's, no, I'm not quite awake yet. I don't want to do my hair right now. I don't want to do that. And if I'm also having to like go through multiple drawers, or trying to like pull out a drawer when they're standing in front of the drawer, and then we're fighting over me opening the drawer, it is just not a good morning. It's not. So making a hair station has been like an ultimate parent hack, like moment for me. I have this makeup organizer. This is the exact one that I've highlighted right here. Now, we put in our hair, not that we need to. We put in the lice, like it's supposed to scare lice from coming in your hair spray anytime we're going to be around other children. You guys can still hear me, right? Okay. I had somebody send me on another platform and they could not hear me. So if you're not watching on Amazon Live, make sure you go to ketosismom.live. I am live there and I am highlighting all of the products that I'm going through. If you're curious, because I do see a message from someone else that says, I don't see what product you say you're highlighting. It is all on Amazon Live. So you can get there either from the storefront or from the ketosismom.live that is scrolling above my head. And if you're watching me and you're not following me, please tap the follow button. It does in fact help us get more products and more deals and more giveaways and more promo codes for the whole audience, okay? All right, the next two items are items that I use in my kids' hair. This is the Fairy Tales Rosemary Repel. This says it is also a conditioning spray, which is great because I have one child who has like board straight hair, one child who has super curly hair, and they're always, it looks like a rat's nest every day that they wake up. Like legit, it looks like a rat tried to make a home in my children's hair. So this has rosemary, citronella, tea tree oil. It's gentle and it says proven effective. So I take this, or let me find it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and preface this with, this is not the bottle that this comes in, okay? I take the So Cozy Boo Leave-In Scares Away Lice Spray here, and I put it in this bottle, which is also in my lineup here, this one and that one over there, because it is a mister. It's, instead of it spraying like directly like right in there and just a whole bunch being in one place, that bottle does a mist. And I just kind of do a mist and they walk through it. Or if their hair is up, then I do a mist and it covers more area. So I use the So Boo Lice Scary Spray and then also the lice prevention from Fairy Tales. And this simply is supposed to be something that has a smell to it that just makes lice not want to come around. Or at least, fingers crossed, that's what I'm hoping happens. Because anytime we're around other children, we use these products. Another thing that has been really great, this is the Frida Baby for fine or straight hair. It does stand up on its own. So see, it's going to stand right there once it stops shaking because I'm shaking the desk. It's also great for travel because it has this hard cover on it. So when you pull it out, you can see we've been using this because my daughter's blonde hair is stuck in here. Whenever her hair is super knotty, remember I said that my kids wake up looking like a rat just tried to make a nest in their hair? This is what I have to use to try and get all of the rat's nests out of her hair, because this is the only brush that I use on wet or dry hair if it has knots. Wet or dry hair for this one. Now, if it's wet hair, I do use the wet brushes. So this is the wet brush, the WT brush. Now these also come in every character imaginable. We have this one that's Hello Kitty. We have Jasmine. We have the Moana one below. We have, what was that, Jasmine? We have Elsa. We have Snow White. We have Ariel. We have everybody, because we lose brushes like nobody's business. Like our brushes just magically disappear into like thin air somewhere. That is another reason why I set up this station, and my kids know you do not touch anything from this station. This is mommy's hair station, because if they did and if they could go grab these as well, I would never see them. My children would go to school with the rattiest of ratty hair because they basically just would not let me do anything with it. We also have some other really cool combs in here. Sometimes I will use a comb, especially if it's like I'm having to work on Poppy's little bangs, or if she has like something really stuck in there, like because she did have some candy stuck in her hair the other day. I used these like combs because it's a lot easier to clean these combs out than it is any of the brushes, like a lot easier. So this is also something that I can usually hand them in the morning, and they'll kind of like fiddle with this and like get excited because it's a little dinosaur head, and, you know, and then I'm not fighting them to stand there and be still because they're physically kind of like looking at something, right? So I have like a couple of these upstairs. You know, we have this little kitty cat over here too, but by far this has been the clear winner. Now, I did say I have these Mr. Spray bottles. This one has just water in it because I have found a lot of times it might be easier to get all the rat's nests out if the hair is wet. But also for my oldest, she has naturally curly hair, and I have to wet her hair to be able to really brush it well and then kind of like scrunch her hair back so that the curl comes back. Because with her hair, if I brush her hair out when it's dry, it just kind of becomes this frizzy mess. So this is a really great Mr. bottle. We have this in multiple colors. You can see here's the clear one here. I have the blue one. I also have another clear one for myself that just came in because I'm going to start doing that whole like rice water like trend thing and try that out. And I really wanted a misting bottle instead of like a spray bottle to try that out. And I wanted to be able to see like, you know, the rice mixture down in here to make sure it looked like it was supposed to be looking. These have a really nice % off at the time of my live stream. And I mean like really nice % off. So I forget, again, if you guys are watching or someone has already clicked on this, I forget how many colors there are. I know there's clear, there's blue. I want to say there's a green and maybe a black. I don't remember. So if you guys click on this and you see what the colors are, then just put it up over in the chat and let everybody know how many colors there are. I know there's multiple because I specifically got blue to be our water, and then I have the clear because I wanted to put the label from the bottle this came in around this so that we knew that's what that one was. I have extra of these in my laundry room as well. So if I ever ask the kids to clean anything and I put like what they're going to be cleaning in a Mr. bottle like this, because they just do better with that bottle as far as not trying to like open it up or spill it or lick it. They know that bottle, that's not what you do with. All right. The next item that I'm going to be going over, let me move my hair station out of the way and keep it all together so that I don't lose anything, right? Okay. Parent hack is the battery daddy like organizer. So raise your hand or say something in the chat if you have a drawer at home that has like just loose batteries all in the drawer. Or you just have like a little organizer in the drawer that all the batteries are thrown no matter what size they are, what they go to. So I know that I'm speaking to a lot of other parents because I am you. I've been there. I have had a child open a drawer and just pull a battery out for themselves going, what's this? And that's when I got this organizer. Because number one, when we moved, I got really tired of trying to find batteries for things, because when you move, or at least our movers did, they took the batteries out of everything. They took batteries out of everything because they didn't know how long it was going to be sitting in storage. They didn't know if it was going to be an issue. So every single thing that took a battery when it came in my house, I had to find batteries for it again. I also didn't know if the battery was good or not that I was getting ready to put in something. So here's the solution, the battery daddy. You can put things in here of all different battery sizes. It's labeled by area. So what I like the most about this is if you can see right here, these are my AA batteries. I don't have that many of them left. So I know I need AA batteries. Next time I'm at the store going, oh man, I wonder what size battery I need, because I can't tell because everything's just rolling around a drawer at home. I know I need AA batteries definitely before the holidays. For sure, hands down, before the holidays, I need AA batteries. Probably before my kid's birthday. I'm good on AAA. See all these AAA? I'm good on AAA. I'm good on D's. I'm good on, well, I might need more C's. I only have 2 C's. And then I also have all the buttons. The buttons fit right down in here, those little round button batteries. What's great about this as well, so it's two-sided. Let me show you the other side first, because we do not have anything on the other side at all right now, but there is a whole other side, just so that you know. On this side, however, there is the Battery Daddy battery tester. What? What is a tester, you ask? It tells you if the battery is good or not. True story. You put the battery inside here, beep, 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 right there. And then this little guide right here is going to tell you if you need to replace it, it's low, or it's good. I sat for like 2 hours going through a box of batteries that we had that were all just in the box. Didn't know where they came from, didn't know if they were new, didn't know if they were batteries that the movers took out of stuff. And I had to test which batteries were good and which batteries needed to get out of here. So I did, and it was awesome. It worked. It worked. And now I have everything organized in this kit with my battery tester right here. And I slide this into, we have like a little desk area in the kitchen. I slide this into that area, and I don't have batteries rolling around in a drawer that my kids want to go pick up and put in their mouth or run off with somewhere and hide under their pillow. Whatever they want to do with it, who knows? Who knows what your kid wants to do with the battery? They're not doing that because they're all in this case. And realistically, you're going to hear your kid trying to pull this whole kit out of the drawer and open it up and struggle busting trying to figure out how to flip these open to get it open, and catch them in their dirty act before they get the battery a lot faster than a kid just opening a drawer and reaching in and grabbing out a loose battery. So this to me is a huge parent hack, parent win. All right, next item. I'm going to show you guys the product, but I'm also going to show you guys how it works, because that is important. Let me figure out what I did with it. I gotta figure, there it is. Okay, we have these in multiple colors. Multiple colors. I take these in my snack bag basically at all times, because anytime we go somewhere and we don't have a cup to put something in, I can just go buy a bottle of whatever and put this in there, and my kids can drink it. So let me show you how you use it, because it is no spill as well.
Hey Ketosis Mom followers and Amazon shoppers, today I'm going to do a quick review of these new kitty caps that just arrived from Amazon. First of all, I want to point out that these do come 3 in a pack. I carry these in my snack bag, as you can see right here, with me at all times, so that I always have something that my kids can snap on a bottle really quickly and then be able to drink it without spills and messes. Here, for instance, is our blue one that we just had, and we were using it while we were at the park. All you do is you push this straight down into the bottle. You can see that it's going to fit any size bottle that has a normal size opening on the top. You can then have your children drink directly from the spout. If you kind of squeeze through here, you can see where that liquid is going to be coming out. The best part is when you have this full and you turn it over, it does not leak. So see right here, we have the liquid in here. I'm going to turn it upside down. There is nothing coming out. You have to really squeeze the bottle, and even then it's just barely drizzling. You have to have a suction on the end here in order for the fluid to come out for your child. You can additionally stick a straw through here if your child would rather or prefer to drink with a straw, and then when they're done, you simply just pull the straw right back out and it closes back up. What's best about this is that you can also back on top of here and keep it completely closed, so you for sure will not have any type of spills until you're ready to use it. If you like quick reviews like this, head over to amazon.com/shop/ketosismom. Bye y'all.
Okay, so these kitty caps have been like my new saving grace. My kids, I actually take little waters to bed with them and leave beside their bed with this next to it, and then we just kind of switch them out whenever we need to. They've been great in the car as well, and like I said, I always put these in my snack bag as well. They have been absolutely wonderful. All right, next item is the bowl huggers. So how many people are making soup or making mac and cheese individual cups for their kids, and the bowl is hot when you try to get it out? It starts spilling over while it's in your microwave. And then especially with the macaroni and cheese, you have to go kind of clean up all that like goo that gunky goo that's like whatever it is coming out of the mac and cheese. I'm telling you, these are going to be your new best friend. These are bowl huggers. They are shaped, like a bowl, basically. You put the bowl, you put the mac and cheese, whatever, Chef Boyardee, whatever it is you're making right in the middle, you heat it up. When it's hot, doesn't matter. You can grab the outside of this, grab the bowl, and remove it, and you're not burning your hands. Boils over. Great. Who cares? Throw this in the washer. Go dump what you need to in the trash can, wash it out, and then go throw this in the washer and you're done. These, I want to say they're a great parent hack, especially for all the little things I have to make for kids in little bitty bowls. But ultimately, this is also adulting. This is an adulting hack. Don't burn your fingers on the bowl or whatever you're heating up in the microwave. Don't burn your fingers. These also come in multiple colors and, styles or prints or whatever you want to call it. I've had these for a while, so I don't remember what all of those are. But if somebody looks them up, you can feel free to put over in the chat how many different colors you saw or patterns or things like that. I obviously got the one that has, kind of like the checkerboard, looks like a barbecue type thing. That's another thing. If you are having a barbecue or something outside and there is a plastic tablecloth, you might not want to put something hot down on that plastic tablecloth to melt it. You can simply put one of these underneath. And then, you know what, if people spill, they're not getting it on the tablecloth, they can get it on this and you can wash it. And it's also protecting that hot plate that you're setting something down on. So it kind of works as like a hot plate trivet type thing as well. Okay, next item, because I've already seen a bunch of people clicking on it, a bunch of people clicking on it. This is my pumpkin waffle maker. Yes, it does make pumpkins. See? Now, I will say this is a little deceiving. Let me tell you why. You guys see this top part up here? And it looks like a normal waffle. The bottom part is what looks like the pumpkin. And then the other side is going to look like a normal waffle. I don't want you guys to be deceived by this. So they flipped this over and you're seeing the pumpkin side, not the waffle side. Does that make sense to everybody? If I'm not being clear, then just let me know. Let me know. Let me get this out because I got the mini one. So this is very little, but for me and my kids, I make Truffles, which are like the cheese waffles, like a keto version. And of course, if you want that recipe, you can grab it on my social or my website. But this is my mini Truffle maker. Okay, and yes, see the pumpkin? Pumpkin! It's so cute. Honestly, it makes the kids excited to eat what I'm making. I made these the other night. We had breakfast for dinner because I was phoning it in that day. And so I made a bunch of these little waffles. My husband had no idea that it was not a real waffle that he was eating with my Waffle recipe. He was just going to town he was starved all day or something because he loves breakfast for dinner as well. This has a % off at the time of my live stream, okay? They also make other, what do you say, imprints? They make other imprints. There's a skull, there's a heart, there's, help me out guys, how many other things are on there? I saw a bunch of people opening the listing. So if you open the listing, tell me what some of the other things were on there, because I know for a fact there's a skull, because I almost got the skull instead of the pumpkin. But one of my recipes that I'm going to be making is pumpkin Truffles. Yes, pumpkin. It's pumpkin everything season, okay? You're either on board or you're not. And I'm making pumpkin Truffles. So I'll put that recipe up sometime this week because I will be making those as well. But again, guys, if you guys open the listing, tell everybody else in the chat what some of the other prints that you can get are. But this does have a % off at the time of my live stream, just so you know. Okay, next parent hack item. I've gone over this a couple of times, honestly. This is the museum gel, okay? I'm going to let you guys see how this works, and then you guys can ask me any kind of questions you have about it. This is the ultimate thing if you have kids or dogs or whoever that like knocks into tables and knocks things over, especially when you're decorating for fall and the holidays and you have breakables, get some museum gel. Here's how it works. All right, I've seen you guys skipping ahead, and so I'm gonna go ahead to one of the products that I saw a bunch of people clicking on while we were going over the museum gel. However, if you do have questions about the museum gel, I 100,000,000,000% recommend to everyone that you do get this before the holidays, before you put out those pumpkins that can break, those nutcrackers that kids can knock over, those Santas that might break, those ceramic Christmas trees that might break. Anything that's breakable, make sure you grab some of the museum gel. This is what they use in actual museums, just so that you guys know. All right, I see a bunch of people skipping way ahead. So I want to go and talk about some of these things while you guys are on them, and I know that you guys clicked on them. All right, we're going to talk about these patches. These are buzz patches. The first one that I have highlighted right now is the sleep promoting stickers, okay? Let me set these over here, and I'll hold this one up over here like this. And because I have my big things gone now, I think I can bring that back down so that it's not so far away, right guys? All right, these are sleep promoting stickers. It says helps naturally get to sleep faster. There's 24 colors. It does come in a zip bag so that you can seal it. And then you put it on their clothes, not on their skin. Now, my kids ask for these every night. It says, I'm trying to look on here, and it doesn't tell me specifics on, I just know that it says made with 100% natural essential oils. Okay, here we go. Active ingredients, mandarin, lavender, sweet. I cannot read it because it's scratched out. And that is scratched out as well. Okay. If anybody opened this up because it's scratched on the bottom of mine because I've been throwing it in things, if you put up, this smells so good. Put up the ingredients that's listed, just like copy and paste it over if people want to see. All you have to do is open the listing page to see what these are. They smell so, so good. My kids ask for these and they want to pick out their own sticker before bed. I am more than willing to oblige them because it is a sleep promoting sticker where you're not, you know, physically giving your child something to ingest to get them to go to sleep. It's more like a smell type thing, a scent. We also have on here These are the Buzz patches, also in a resealable bag. These are DEET free and they're peel and stick. So this is an insect repellent and you get 60 in this bag. It's the same concept of those same type stickers. I typically put one like on their sleeve, one on their pant leg, like opposite sides, to help keep the bugs away. And again, these come in, see, we've been using them, all kinds of fun colors and faces. And let me get one that we haven't, there we go. There's one that we haven't pulled from yet. They get to pick whatever ones they want. And you guys know I take my kids outside to play. We went over that when we first started. They're on the bounce house. They're running around playing with bubbles. They're doing whatever. That doesn't mean that while we're out there, we need to get a whole bunch of bug bites while we're out there, right? Let me see if I have the other thing on here, and I think I took it off because it was not available. There are packages of these, it might be within the same listing, that also has this, that is their itch relief patches. I use these like crazy because anytime I get a bug bite, I don't want it and I don't want to scratch it. So I put this on there. It has like this matrix type thing that looks like a globe that you put over the bite so that it stops the itching immediately, like naturally, right? So you can get these in a package that has all of them together. If you open up the listing page, you will probably see the ones that have everything on there together. So now I'm going to go backwards. All right, we'll go back to where we were. These are my absolute favorite crayons for a few reasons. How many people have kids that like to pull all the paper off the crayon? I got 2 of them. I got 2 kids that do that, okay? So my kids are not happy unless they have pulled all of the paper in tiny little pieces off of their crayons, which just, you know, as a parent, I cannot stand, drives me insane. So I got these. These are the Clean Hands crayons. They're called peanut crayons, and you're going to see why in just a second. Voila! Look at that. They look like peanuts. It looks like a peanut. See? It's not peanuts. Don't worry if your kid has a nut allergy. It's not a peanut. They just call it a peanut because it looks like one. It's also smaller for those little hands, those little fingers. I love how many colors it comes in, and that even though they're coloring with these, it is not getting all over their clothes. Clean Hands. This is not like that peely crayon stuff that like gets everywhere. So we've done really, really well with these. My kids even put them back into the slots that they go in. They started saying, oh, we need to put all the colors of the rainbow together. And then they started arguing about how they were going to place everything back in here. That is the extent of my children arguing over these. Otherwise, we share really nice with this. They color nicely. They're cleaner. They fit their little fingers better. And I love them. They do have a % off at the time of my live stream on these peanuts. If you guys are also following me on social media, you might want to watch because I often put up a promo with these, like a code that you can use for these as well. These are hands down some of my favorite. Okay, the next thing I'm going to go over is our Sidewalk Chalk. Yes, 60 piece. Like I said, we like to be outside. I like to keep my kids busy. I like for my kids to be creative. This lets me go sit down in my outdoor chair, take a breather. They're busy with all their chalk. 60 pieces are a lot of pieces to break before you come and bother me. Okay, that's how I feel about this. I also like that it comes in this case that I can carry. This was a gift for one of the birthdays. I can't remember which birthday, but this was a gift for one of the birthdays for my kids. You can open up this top right here and you can see, yes, we have in fact broken some, and that's okay. You can still use them. Because they are this round shape like this, you can also use those really nice plastic holders that they can hold the chalk inside the holder. But most importantly, this is washable chalk. And if you are a new parent or you're not a parent, You might not quite understand why you want washable chalk. You do. You want washable chalk. So if you're looking for a gift for someone's upcoming birthday, 60 pieces of washable sidewalk chalk is a good option. Okay, next item. I'm going to have to work on getting this back closed for myself in just a minute. Okay, next item is, oh, let me go to the bigger screen. I'm sorry, guys. The blue Squid face paint. Now, these are crayons. I'm going to credit this one again back to my sister-in-law because I knew that they were really big on face paint, and I just asked her, like, hey, what face paint have you all been using? What do you think is the best? What should I get? Because I have kids that every single time we go to the zoo, they want their face painted. Do you all know how much it costs to get your face painted at the zoo? It's not cheap. Okay, and I'm okay sometimes doing it because I know that it goes to help the animals and all that kind of stuff, but not every time. So I got this because I wanted to start just letting them pick what they wanted before we go, right? Let me pull this out of here so that you guys can see it a little better. I'll set that over here. Okay, look at all the colors. They also come in really nice crayons, which makes it easier to use and less messy. Yeah, less, if you're having to do like the sponge thing and doing that all over their face, and then the paint brushes and doing all that, and you gotta like rinse them. It's a lot. It's a lot. This is awesome. These work really, really well. I posted some pictures of my kids with what I did to their face with these, just so that everybody could see. And you know what? When I'm done with this live stream, I'll put it over in my storefront too, just so that everybody can see it with a picture of this in the front showing what I used. Great, great to have. Get these for birthday parties. Get these just to have, like, if your kid just is like, hey, I want my face painted. Like if you know that you're going to a fair or a festival and they're having face painting and you don't want to go stand in line for your kid to have their face painted and you think you could do it, do it. Just do it yourself. Save yourself the money. Get this. You can, I mean, if your kid's having a birthday party and you want to do everybody's face with face paint yourself, boop, 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 there you go. Vibrant colors. Easy on, easy off. Parents will thank you for that aspect as well. Okay, next item, let me pull this aside, is right down here. Now, I'm only going to briefly go over this because without my child demonstrating it, it's kind of hard for you to see. Now, this is a stand that you can pull this part out. You can set something here. You can pull this part in, set something here on the wider section. And there's also like these little clips right here where if they're reading, they can flip the page, and then this little clip, you can make the clip go back so that it holds the page in place. So my kids use this with books, they use it with tablets, they use it with some of their homework workbooks, things like that. Now they will sit with their legs here and here so that this is up higher so that they can sit up straighter instead of like all hunched over like I normally sit. I don't want my kids to be hunched over like I am. So I got this. It comes in multiple colors. It's not just pink. We also have a white one as well. If you guys check these out and you see other colors, then put over in the chat for everybody what the other colors are, and thank you for that. Okay, next item is if you've got kids who are in preschool, who are in kindergarten, who are just learning to read, Sight Word SWAT is awesome. Awesome. So this is a game with sight words. So instead of just pulling out flashcards and going, hey, what's this word? You know, your kids are bored with that. I'm telling you now. They don't want to do that. You give them a fly swatter and they are all about that life. They are all about that fly swatter life. I don't know why, but they will be. This is a game. So it's a fast-paced spot and swat game. You can see on the back right here, there are four different fly swatters with different colors. So you can have 4 players. What I do, you'll also notice there's a lot of different colors on these bugs, right? Each one of the colors of the bugs is a different level of learning. So I have a 3-year-old. I also have a 5, almost 6-year-old. They're obviously at different levels of what type of sight words they're going to be able to spot quickly. I put both of the colors down for both of their levels, and I'm okay if my 3-year-old's like, you know, challenged a little bit. I'm pushing for her to learn it faster anyway. She's learned everything else faster, why not? But if it's just me and my 5-year-old, I'll let her pick what color we want to use, and if she wants to learn some of these big words, fine, we'll learn some of the big words. This has been really, really great. It says that it's for ages 5 and up, but I have used this with my daughter since she was 2. And to be honest, she's done really well with it. They ask to play this a lot. So if you're looking for a game that is also an educational game that kids will enjoy, and it'll help parents with those pesky sight words that we have to do all the time, this is 100% something that I recommend. There is a % off at the time of my live stream on this game. All right, next item is right here. Let me go back here. Okay. You guys can see in here right now, let me get this off to the side. This is one of our homework worksheets. This is a homeschool sheet that I do. It's not our actual homework. This is a homeschool sheet that I've done with my kids since they were like 18 months probably. They're obviously at different levels. One child might just color this whole page, and I'm fine with that, whatever they want to do. One child is actually looking for the letters and coloring it in and drawing the letter and telling me what the letter is. We're at different levels. Now, we have homework starting this year. Our directions for our homework is to do everything in pencil, and then if you mess up, you can erase. I have a child who is like her dad. Yay! And if it's not perfect, she like wigs out a little bit. So we put our homework in these dry erase sleeves. We do it with a dry erase marker to make sure that we got it right. And then we take it out and we do it with a pencil and we turn it in at school after we've done it with our marker. I know it's double work. I'm okay with it because it just means more practice for her. It means more practice for her, and I'm fine with that. Homeschool, I got these because I knew that I was going to also be working with my younger child as well, and I did not want to have to reprint everything over again. We also, homeschooling, we might work on the letter D for an entire week. You know, we might work on D all week long if we're just really having a hard time getting it, you know, or we might work on letter E here all week long. So I don't want to have to print all week long the letter E for my kids to do. I have books, like whole like curriculum books that I worked with my kids on. All I did was rip the page out, put it down in here, let them do it, you know, put it back in there or not if I don't want to. If it's just one that I really didn't like that much. But these sheets are awesome. I feel like at any school age, because you can have your kid do their homework in this first. And quite honestly, if you have just like a basic copy printer at home, you could even just lay their dry erase sheet that they did in the sleeve over that, hit copy, and just go ahead and get it copied before you like dry erase it, and just tell the teacher like, hey, we wanted to save the sheet to redo it again when it's like midterm or something, to make sure that they got the concept. We're sending you in the scanned sheet, whatever. Most teachers would be okay with that. Some might not, but we love these dry erase pockets. They've just made life easier for me. And when we make a mistake, my oldest doesn't do that like freak out, flip out thing that she does. I can just quickly erase it and we start over. Okay, next item is, you guys are gonna laugh. This is my top selling item. I can't believe it either. But it is. This has been my top selling item for months. It's like mind blowing to me. And this is how I figured out, like, you guys are parents like me, or your grandparents, or you know that you need one of these in your car, like whatever it is. This potty is a step-by-step potty. I'm going to show you the quick video of it so that you get all the features of this potty and why it is basically my top seller. Okay, a couple of things that we did not go over at that time was because we were at my mother's house. This was the potty that my mother had at her house that my kids fell in love with. They did not want to use what I had at home after using Gigi's special potty at her house because it had its own toilet paper, and then they didn't have to yell for someone to come bring them toilet paper anymore. It had a special place right behind their back where if they wanted a wet wipe, they could get a wet wipe out. What's also really great about that potty that I've highlighted right now, thank you for the follow, by the way. If you guys are not currently following me, please tap follow. You guys don't know how much it means. It really, really means a lot, especially if you're watching this on demand and you didn't get to see this live. Make sure that you tap follow, please, and thank you. It does help us get more brand deals with promo codes and giveaways, and every time I'm telling you guys, hey, this has a % off at the time of my live stream, there might be a reason for that. It's all for you guys. So this potty, you can take the whole bottom off, flip it over, it becomes a step stool. So they can then, you know, step on that, and then the top part of the potty, you just take that little round part out, and you put it on any regular toilet that you have in your house. So it's a nice transition for them as well. Honestly, my 5-year-old has just now like really started like getting regular at not having accidents, whereas I have one that just turned 3 who's like doing better than the 5-year-old. And quite honestly, I don't want to say it's because of this potty, but she has this potty and she does phenomenal in it, like absolutely phenomenal. She's been doing great at school as well, but when she's home, she still wants to use this potty. It's super, super easy to clean out. They have their own toilet paper right there. It makes her feel more independent, and it's going to be a nice transition when we finally just take the top of it and leave it on one of the potties with the step stool for her to use. Then she can also use that same step stool to scoot over and go wash her hands. This is like an all-in-one thing. Even when we go on trips, I take this on trips. What do you have? Okay, I'll be right there, okay? Thank you. Picked up? Do you want to come say hey to everybody? Come say hey. Poppy's going to come say hey to everybody. Come here. Can you get around? Can you come right here? Can you say hey?
Hey.
Hey.
I'll do chalk outside.
Yes, we're going to do chalk outside once I'm done, okay? So go get ready. Yeah, we'll take that outside. Go get ready, all right, girlfriend? That is Miss Poppy. This is her potty that we're talking about right now. All right, we already went over these buds patches, but if you guys have any questions, make sure that you let me know before I hit end on my live stream. The next couple items I'm going to go through pretty quickly because I forgot to bring them down here. Okay, but I will say, I was just mentioning that we were potty training, right? Sometimes we have accidents. It's okay. However, you don't really want those accidents to happen on your sofa, like what happened to us. We got this easygoing sofa slipcover. It is washable. It is waterproof. So this is on our sofas right now. I also have on here these toddler toothbrushes because you can change the top off of it and change them out to a different color. You can mix and match. The kids really love them. Okay, thank you. She brought more bubbles in here. This is also a Mindspace toy chest. It has a % off at the time of my live stream. Okay, in just a minute. In just a minute. Okay, thank you. Can you go back to your playroom for right now? Thank you. I'm trying, guys. I really am. Okay, we got this Mindspace toy chest because our toy room, it's awful. I'm just going to tell you guys, our toy room is awful. We don't have enough like things like this to put things inside of it. So we have these, and now basically I'm telling my children, if it does not fit in the toy chest, then it's out of here. So they're organizing, and that's what they were supposed to be doing while I was on this call. If you have a child or a baby that you are afraid to cut their nails, or they don't like you cutting their nails, there's also this baby nail file. It's electric, and it is a very small grinder that will just kind of grind their nails. I wish I would have had this when my kids were infants. 1000% a parent hack item. The last item I'm not going to talk about too much because I do have children standing at the door. However, what I have highlighted right now is something that we in fact own. I will be, so stay tuned, doing a review video of it. Hopefully I can convince Joe to do that this evening. I know he's not feeling that great, but hopefully we can. So if you're not following, tap follow to this amazon.com/shop/ketosismom. You can also tap follow at ketosismom.live, which is Amazon Live. If you are following the storefront that I mentioned that is still scrolling above my head, then you will see that video once it is uploaded so that you can see the full getup. It is important at our house for this person to arrive and be seen. So we also have one that is the BUNNY, that because I have children at the door, that we do as well. And we did show the BUNNY on a live stream back when we did that. So if you would like to see that as well, you can go back through some of my previous live streams. And again, if you're ever curious, I'm going to pull it up one more time. Let's go over here. This is my storefront. So it's going to show you the live stream that I'm doing right now. Of course, when you hit live streams, you can go through any of my idea lists at any time. I have a lot of my fall and Halloween items that I've been tagging lately. If you're ever wondering about what some of these parent hack items or like Amazon find items are, I have a whole idea list here that are real products that I've done. So Instagram Reel, these are all products that are like, hey, Amazon find of the day, parent hack item that I have found, which makes up this live stream. Wantable items, gift items, you know, mom must-haves, anything that I'm like really looking at on Amazon that I own, that I've bought, is on idea lists like this. I've also had some of my Amazon customers say, you know, for instance, hey, we want to throw a tea party for a little girl. Can you make us an idea list with some of your favorite like tea time type items? And I do that. If you guys ever need anything like that, just holler at me. I'm more than happy to put things together that I know about, that I know would be a good buy or a good product. As always, like I said, I have all of my shoppable photos here. You will typically see things in shoppable photos before I do the Amazon live stream on it. You will also typically see the shoppable video done before I do the upcoming Amazon live stream, just so that I can learn a little bit more about the product. And of course, you can view all of my past live streams as well. For now, that is all that we have today, because Miss Poppy is coming back in here again to tell me that it is time for us to go outside and play. So we're gonna go do that. Those are not necklaces. Those are actually to go on keys. But thank you guys for watching all of my parent hack items today. Today was Tuesday tips or parent hacks. I know, we'll get it out in just a second, okay, my love? Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you're not following, please tap follow. It really does help me. It helps me grow. It helps us get more brand deals. It helps this little girl back here get more stuff and things. I do this for you all. I do this to bring products that I know and love to my audience. I want everybody to spend money wisely. I want you to buy things that work, that are good products. I often will even put videos up and like say in my video, I don't know that I would buy this again. I am very honest in my reviews. I'm very honest in my feedback, and I even let brands know that before they ever start working with me. You know, hey, I'm going to be honest on live streams. I'm going to be honest about how long it takes to put together. I'm going to be honest about my final thoughts. And if they're okay with that, then we're good to go. So thank you guys, and I will see you all next time. I'm going to be starting to put together a lot of live streams. Tuesday tips is going to be Amazon finds, parent hacks, things that you can grab around the holidays to help make things easier for you. Much like today was parent hacks, how to make going to school easier, right? I'm also going to be doing Friday finds. So this can be really anything that Amazon has, and you guys know that Amazon is a huge wide array spectrum here. I have some fashion coming up, so some of the mid-size plus size fashion items coming up for fall, including dresses, boots, hats, all of that jazz that I know you guys know and love. I also have some beauty products coming up as well. I have been testing out different skincare items, which is why my skin is all over the place right now. But I do have some favorites for sure. I just want to make sure that I narrow them down for what I want. It's also that time of year where it's time to start switching over your makeup, which can be a little hard to do and a little hard to figure out a good transition for that. So I'll be going over some of those products as well. There have also been already some pre-order items that you can already get on Amazon right now as far as the upcoming holidays go. So I do have some of those on a list. If you guys are interested in looking at those, that is an ideal list over in my storefront page. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye, y'all. Can you say bye?
Can you open this?
I will. Can you say bye?
Bye.
Bye, guys.